change is coming right now. I've been worried, I've been nervous, been sticking to the bull side, but I'm switching. I think this market is going to head lower now. Let me tell you all about it. Hey, Courtney Smith here, bringing the hammer to the markets for over 45 years with our TradeSmith newsletter. This, of course, has not been around for 45 years, but equally important. All right, let's take a look. I got to tear this chart apart here. And I think that what's happening, let me just talk about it from a fundamental perspective. I think that we had a lot of enthusiasm for Donald Trump, deregulation, tax code, eliminating Obamacare. All of these things are very, very pro-business. And I've been talking now for quite some time about how we're going to have a disappointment about Trump at some point because things just won't happen fast enough. And I think that's what's entering into this marketplace right now, a Trump disappointment. Wait a minute, we thought all these things were going to happen with the wave of a magic wand, and we were going to have all these wonderful pro-business things happen. And in fact, as we look at the situation, it becomes increasingly clear that many of the things that he wants to do cannot make it through Congress. We just saw the Obamacare repeal fail on the Republican side. The Democrats didn't block it, but the Republicans blocked it. But there's many other things that Democrats will block in the Senate. They've got no control in the House of Representatives, so the Republicans control that. But remember, there always is supposed to be 60 votes in the Senate, and the Republicans only have 52 seats. So they can usually get up to about 58 votes with people like Heidi Heitkamp and Joe Manchin, but 60 is tough. And that means it's going to be very difficult to get many of the things he wants through Congress. So that disappointment, I think, is starting to enter into it. In addition, from a fundamental perspective, I think that people are saying, hey, wait, the Fed really is going to raise interest rates. Now, if you've been following me for a long time, you know that for years I've been saying that the Fed would never raise interest rates as quickly as they said they would. And I've been 100% right on that. Now, I actually think that they are going to do what they say for the first time in years, and that they will raise interest rates twice this year. That is a negative for the stock market. It's a positive for society because now senior citizens can actually earn something on their savings, but it's a negative for the economy and therefore a negative for the stock market. So these things are starting to combine to cause, I think, a minor correction. Maybe 5%. I doubt if it'll go 10%, but maybe a 5% correction in this market. Maybe we get back to in the mid 2200s, something like that. So here we can see. Now let's take a look at this now from a technical perspective. And what we can see is the purple predictor started to move sharply lower and is starting to lead the market lower for the last week and a half. In addition, we're now making lower highs and lower lows. That is a bear market. Now, it could just be what's called a flag formation, a little correction in a major bull market, but nonetheless, I think that this can go another 50, 60 S&P points lower. Also, now way down at the bottom, you can barely see it, but I've been highlighting the ADX, and that's that little squiggly line that pokes up above 40. And I told you about this several weeks ago, that once it turned down, the bull market was over. That was a perfect call. That indicator worked perfectly. Now, that doesn't mean that we should go short when that indicator is there, but it means we've got to get out of our longs. So for our fully paid up members, we're liquidating a lot of our long positions, and we're just sitting on the sidelines here waiting for this dip. So we're going to be conservative now. Let's take a look at the Dow. I've been showing you this indicator DI plus, that's the green line, and then DI minus, that's the red line. The red line crossed the green line, and that's a bear signal. So over here in the Dow Jones, our ADX indicator is showing it bearish signal, a bearish signal. The NASDAQ made new highs early in the week and then fell out of bed. Now, still, I like the technology stocks better. Look at the ADX. I'm sorry, not the ADX. Look at the purple predictor. The purple predictor is leading to the upside, showing that the NASDAQ is going to continually outperform the S&P and the Dow. Well, why is that? Well, you see, the Dow and the S&P represent old industrial and financial companies, and when interest rates go up, that hurts those companies. Whereas the NASDAQ has less capital-intensive businesses, and therefore rising interest rates don't really affect it very much. So we got to be long NASDAQ, short Dow, and short S&P. Now, this is another really disturbing picture to me. And this is our seasonality indicator, and there, that red line, we touched it this last week. We didn't break it, but you can see that the price action has been negative since the beginning of March. We're making lower lows, lower highs. Look at the purple predictor, was leading on the downside. I've been highlighting this for weeks. And fortunately, the purple predictor started to rally late in the week and was able to pull the price away from that red line. But if we break below 132 on the Russell 2000, then I'm going to have to say that our seasonal indicator is no longer bullish. Now, it goes to neutral. It doesn't go to bearish. We don't sell because during the summer, the market goes sideways. It doesn't go down. It goes sideways. And so, but still, got to start to hunker down a little bit. Now, here we see the normal seasonality, and everything is going in the same direction here, and that is actually bullish. But I think what's happening here is if you look in March, most of the possible scenarios show a setback in the market into early April. And I think that's what we're doing right now. Then we'll reassert ourselves and we'll go to an all-time high in May. So this is not the beginning of a bear market. It's never going to happen. All right, the yield curve is still showing us a release from the downside pressure. That's bullish. Asset allocations kind of fading here a little bit, but still I'm going to have to count it a little bit bullish. Our stock market risk indicator. Now, what's happening here, fully paid up members, when we do our sector analysis, I'm going to go into it in detail. Freebies, suffice it to say that the market is moving into lesser risk stocks. They like consumer staples and utilities better than they have in a long time. Now, global shares have just done really well and are now outperforming the U.S. stocks, so I got to start to get involved over there. Japanese shares dipped but rallied late in the week. Now, let's take a look at our final chart here. Bonds, gigantic double bottom, maybe. That purple line that I've drawn that's almost horizontal, if we break above 122.5 on the TLT, boy, that really suggests that yields are going to go much lower, which would be very surprising given the increasing inflation and given the increasingly hawkish moves by the Fed. So I don't think, from a fundamental perspective, I don't see any reason why this should go above that purple line. But hey, the market is the market. I do what the market tells me what to do. All right, bond key factors, a mixed bag, one sideways, one bullish, one bearish. The dollar continues to move lower. Now, as you know, I'm quite bullish on the dollar, but I'm not a fool, so I'm not long at all. Gold going up, can't get excited here either. With rising interest rates, that's a negative for gold. So I'm going to just stand aside. I don't think we should be aggressive in these two markets. Short-term indicators suggest slightly bullish price action for gold, but I'm just not excited. Oil, finally doing exactly as I predicted, heading lower. And as you can see, we have a descending triangle formation here, which should break down below that 47 horizontal line, and that would break us down to the low 40s, maybe 44-ish would be the next downside objective. Hey, freebies, love having you here. But I got to get on to our fully paid up members because there's lots of exciting things happening over there. So freebies, we'll see you next week. Fully paid up members, hang in there just a second. Hey, Courtney Smith here, and I want to tell you about TradeSmith, our video weekly newsletter. Yeah, I've been bringing the hammer to the market for over 45 years, and now I share that expertise with you every week in a terse, to the point video newsletter. Now, see, back in the old days, I actually ran the #1 stock newsletter in the United States for 5 years, according to the Hulbert Financial Digest. I crushed the market. I went where the action was, and for 5 years, when I did this newsletter, it was the #1 rated most profitable newsletter there was. There's a picture of it. In addition, I also ran the #1 mutual fund, growth mutual fund in the United States. There it is. There it is. There's Morningstar. Look at that chart. Ooh, that's a beautiful looking chart there. And I was #1. Well, and no losing year in 40 years. I've been doing this for a long time, and I want to share that expertise with you so that you don't have to go through 40 years of experience. Trust me, I bled a lot in those 40 years, but what that means is I've led a lot, and I've shown tens of thousands of people how to make money in my career. Now, first of all, in this newsletter, we're going to cover the key markets. We're going to talk about the U.S. stock market. We're going to talk about global stock markets. We're going to talk about foreign exchange. We're going to talk about futures, yeah, even commodities, oil. We're going to talk about bonds so that this is a one-stop shop. You can come here. You don't need anything else. We're going to use options. Whenever we have the opportunity to leverage up and turbocharge our profits, we're going to do it. Now, this is totally unique analysis. You think that if I did what everybody else did, I would have those #1 track records? Of course not. What I have to do is unique. That's the only way you can beat the competition out there year after year after year. So, deep fundamental analysis. I'm going to talk about this on 2 levels. First of all, fundamental analysis of the markets, monetary policy, economic policy, trade flows, all of those sorts of things, but on a very, very deep level. I've studied macroeconomics for decades now, and I've been using that analysis for decades. In addition, we look at deep fundamentals of individual stocks when we look at our stock market trades. That is to say, we're going to tear apart these companies. I focus a lot on a few key metrics. One of them, strong earnings growth. In the final analysis, that's the thing that really drives stock prices. Another factor that drives stock prices is when earnings per share estimates are going up. That is to say, when a broker changes their estimate from 10 cents a share to 20 cents a share, they call their clients buy the stock, and the price goes up. So those are the 2 most powerful techniques that affect the price of a stock, and I'm going to tear that apart and show you why I love these companies. But at the same time, just because it's a great company doesn't mean it's a great stock. We need to be able to time these things and buy them when it's good to buy and sell them when it's good to sell. So I'm going to show you unique technical analysis you can't get anyplace else. It's a combination of a number of indicators. Some of them you might have seen elsewhere, but I use them in a unique way. Others, you've never seen them anyplace else. I'm the inventor of those techniques. But you know what? Even the techniques that I use of other people, I use from people who are friends of mine. Yes, I've been around this market so long that most of the greatest technicians in history have been friends of mine. In addition, I'm going to show you ninja trading tactics. How are we going to get the best fill? How do we enter the orders? Are we going to use stop orders, or are we going to use limit orders or market orders? All of those sorts of things I'm going to give you in our weekly video newsletter. Key benefits of the newsletter. #1, killer analysis that you're not going to find anyplace else. This is unique. This is unusual. And I have to make it unique. I have to make it unusual because that's the only way I can be #1. By the way, I was voted #1 bond and gold market timer for 3 years in a row by Timers Digest. You can only do that when you have unique and killer analysis. Killer trades, because once we've got the analysis, we need to make money from it. We need to turn it into an actionable item, something that we can actually do in the real world. So I'm going to give you killer trades. I'm going to tell you specifically where to buy, specifically where to sell.
Nothing is left to the imagination. I'm precise. It's also to the point. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. So no BS, no stories, no jokes, no nothing. Right to the point. Here's what to do. Here's why to do it. And here's how to make money from it. So I'm going to keep it terse. It's about 20 minutes per week. Right to the point with all the analysis. I show you the charts right on the screen so you know exactly why I'm doing it. You can double check my work. If I show you an indicator and I say this is what it means, I'll show you the recent past and you can see if it worked recently. Of course, it does. Now, actionable, that's a key thing. So many analysts out there, it's blah, 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 blah. It seems to me that all they want to do is they love the sound of their own voice. They want to sound smart. You know what? I don't care if I sound smart. That's not the point of the exercise. I'm not here to try to impress you. I'm here to help you make money. I'm doing all the same trades that I recommend to you. So trust me, they better be profitable. Easy. Like I say, I'm going to give you the exact entry, exit points. It's going to be super easy. Just type them into your brokerage platform, and there you go. It can't be any easier than that unless I came over to your house and typed in the orders myself. It's only $47 a month. This is a peanut for what you're getting. This is killer analysis, killer trades. This is something where, you got to stop and think of it this way. Can I make $47 more per month if I subscribe to this newsletter, or am I not going to make $47 per month? You know the answer. The answer is, of course, you're going to make at least 47, probably 10 times that, probably 100 times that, probably 1,000 times more than the $47, depending on the size of your account and if you follow all of my trades. So also, I want you to have a lot of free bonuses right up front. As soon as you sign up for the first month, I'm going to give you thousands of dollars of free bonuses. A lot of them are options related because I'm an owner of a company called Options University, and we've got some great education there, from option beginner to pro in just 4 nights. I like using options if I can because they can turbocharge the profitability. They can also be used to cut risk at the same time. That's a pretty awesome combination. So I'm going to give you from options beginner to pro in just 4 nights. Great introductory course for an option beginner. I'm going to give you how to quickly and easily master the top 20 technical indicators, some of which I use, but of course, as I say, I often use them in tricky new ways, and I'll show those to you as well. Retire rich with 10x income. I love this course. Really, isn't that what we all want, is to retire rich? And hey, why retire rich? How about retire rich and early with 10x income? This is an awesome course. You're going to love this course. It's going to get you focused so that you can retire rich. The secret is out with gamma trading. Now, this one's more advanced. I'm not kidding you with this. Gamma trading, I used to be an options market maker in the institutional world. I didn't deal with retail customers, only with banks. And what did we do? We did gamma trading all day long. It's something that's so super sophisticated that very few retail investors ever really understand it. This course gives you the insight into how to do this sophisticated technique. So we started from option beginner at our top bonus. This one, advanced and very super cool. Another one is, I love this. Come on. We're going to give you a new option strategy every month. So what's going to happen is you're going to receive a new option strategy every single month for 12 months, give you a month to master the strategy for the month, and then learn a new one, and then learn a new one. This is a great concept so that you can learn in a relaxed fashion. Gotta love it. I'm also going to give you 82-page manual on candlestick secrets. This is a particular style of trading, using, instead of bar charts, using candlesticks. What's cool is it's got flashcards. And it's really very cool because you actually get to learn just like you did when you were a kid. So it makes it super easy. You can be studying while you're sitting there on the subway or whatever, looking through those flashcards, the tutorials, the manual. It's awesome. And then finally, a very secretive part of the universe, foreign exchange options trading, where we combine foreign exchange trading with options trading. profiting from the two hottest markets. So I'm giving you 7 bonuses here. The value, if you were to go and buy those, go to optionsuniversity.com. Check them out. You'll see the price is just under $2,200. So when you sign up for just $47 a month, I'm going to give you these 7 bonuses right away. You're going to be able to access them right away. So let's repeat. You get the weekly video briefing with actionable advice. You get the 7 valuable bonuses, and all for just $1.56 a day. Come on. Really? You don't think it's worth less than $1.56 a day? Come on, man. You can't get a Starbucks coffee for $1.56, but you can get one of the best video newsletters ever. In fact, I believe it's the first video newsletter ever. But you're getting the same insights and the same techniques that I used to build that incredible track record of being the highest performing, most profitable newsletter for 5 straight years. All for $1.56 a day. This is a peanut. So what do you got to do? It's simple. You go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast. And yes, the W and the M and the F have to be capitalized. But go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast right now to subscribe. Get involved. Full money back guarantee, of course. Do it right now. You're going to really enjoy it. I'm not allowed to promise you that you'll make money. The SEC, the FTC, they'll come down on me like a ton of bricks. But I know what my track record is. I think as long as you follow the advice, I think you're going to be very happy. I'm allowed to say you're going to be happy. I'm not allowed to say you'll make money or they'll come down on me like a ton of bricks. We don't like that. So here's what I need you to do. Go to bit.ly/weekly market forecast with the capital W, M, and F right now. Go there right now, check it out, sign out, full money back guarantee, get all the bonuses, try it for a month. I know you're going to love it. Thanks very much, and I'll see you on TradeSmith. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.